Hey, this is Evan with Octane and Electrons. We're back on the Model A and going to do another install video. So hopefully I'll capture this one a little more complete than my Weber carb video. We're going to do a high compression head install. This is the Snyders boxes over there. It's the Snyders 6-to-1 high compression head. And I did already paint it. I didn't show that, but that's nothing too exciting. I cleaned it off real well. And then I got multiple coats of this duplicolor engine enamel with ceramic and a semi-gloss black on it. So it turned out good, taped up all the holes. A couple coats turned out nice. I already checked the head with a straight edge and it's machined well and perfectly flat, so not going to worry about that. Oh, and then I have a couple other things we'll need. Have a new head gasket, the one that I bought from Bert's Model A. They recommended this head gasket. Here's a timing cover gasket I'm going to change at some point. And then water pump gasket and the other water pump neck gasket. And this one I'm using is the Best Gasket 509 is the one they recommended. Okay, let's go over here to the car. So I'm going to, don't know if it's critical yet, but I'm going to go ahead and set the motor to top dead center. I'm just going to remove this since I'm going to need to anyways. Ooh, looks like I'm wearing down the getting a interesting wear pattern on the distributor cap there. I've been driving the car quite a bit. Okay, might need to look at that. That's like sanding off the electrode there. Okay, we'll look at that later. Not a huge issue, but okay. So, don't know if you've ever set top dead center on these, but you remove the timing pin up here, just crack it loose, flip it around, goes back in the hole, and you keep a little bit of tension on it. You can rotate the motor over from the fan while putting a little tension on it and see the spot where it drops into the indent in the timing gear. So, let's see. I don't know if I can show it well. It's going to be hard to hold this. Yeah, and show it. So, let me see here. See if I can capture any of this. Let's see. Alright, gonna hold it there while I keep a little pressure on it. There. So right there, when you feel it drop in to the hole, should be top dead center. And this guy should be at the number 1 spark plug, which it is, goes through here. So, okay, so that looks good. Okay, move these out of the way. I already know I'm going to be pulling the distributor, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the cap. Well, not the cap, but whatever you call it, the rest. I'm going to pull my adjustable timing linkage off. Move that out of the way. Okay. So we'll come back to that in a minute. I'll get this on the tripod and we'll come back and deal with that in a minute. Next, I'm going to go ahead and get the coolant drained. So I'm going to pull my radiator cap. Okay, I didn't show it, but I already have the car jacked up from the axle. So I can put a bucket underneath. I assume this is the drain. I have not drained the radiator on this car, but looks like it. It's in the water neck here. So, let's see. Nice. There we go. Okay. Oops. There. I had to find the right spot. Okay, so loosen the valve. Let that drain in my bucket here. Got pretty new coolant in it, so I plan on reusing it. All right. Okay, so let that drain. Probably don't need to drain all of it. We just need to get down below the head, but whatever, I'll let it dump. And okay, so while that's going, I'm thinking through this. I've never pulled a head on this before, so let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen the generator. So I'm gonna loosen the bolts there and let the generator come in a little bit to slack the belt out. Then I should be able to remove my belt. Then I'll go ahead and remove upper hose, and I guess it's best to pull the water pump fan and water pump shaft and stuff off here. I'll remove this, might as well while it's here. Then I'll remove, go ahead and pull the spark plugs, right? No, because I've read that you can loosen all the head bolts 1/8 of an inch or so and then start the engine and the compression will pop it off. So we need to keep the plugs in so there is compression. So we'll do that first, yeah. Okay, so let me get this on the tripod and then we'll start doing that stuff. Okay, so got the camera set up on my phone. Hopefully you can see everything mostly all right. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna get the generator loosened. Okay, so I loosened the tensioner hold down bracket right there that keeps it tight. And then there's also, if I remember right, there's one more bolt. Yeah, there's a larger nut down there. I think it's bigger than a 5/8 though, so I need to get a socket. All right. So, trying a 3/4. I can't remember what size it is, but let's see. Yeah, okay, so it is a 3/4. So, well, probably helps if you hold the bolts at the front too, so let me get a 3/4 wrench. Alright, try this one more time. Got that on there. My socket on. Get the wrench in place. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, wrench out of it. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, I'm not going to be able to get a great angle on it, but there's bolt comes through from the front and goes through an ear on the engine, and then nut on the back, and that's the bottom mount of the generator. So with it loose, you can now wiggle the generator, bring it in, and slack out the belt. And there we go. Okay, so with that done, I can slide my belt off, get that out of the way. All right, pull the generator back over. Looks like my radiator's about drained. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the valve down here. Perfect. Okay, so got my coolant drained. Looks good. It's a little tiny bit rusty maybe, but not bad. Okay, so with that drained, I think I'll go ahead and remove my upper radiator hoses. Get a flathead. Reposition this. Let's see. All right, try and do this from the other side. All right, keep loosening here. And like my other videos, I'm just gonna film as I go, do this and figure it out. If you already know what you're doing, feel free to skip around wherever you want. I wish I had more time to edit these videos, but I don't, so. Oh, yeah. Come on. Almost. These hoses work just fine. I really don't want to replace them, but I'm sure they're pretty damn old. You cut those zip ties. Because this car was a restoration by the previous owner that was never finished, and a lot of this work was done a long time ago, like the engine build and stuff, so I'm not surprised. Like, these things certainly don't have very much runtime on them, but they're undoubtedly old. Oh, come on. Just this last little bit. There we go. Okay, there we go. I wouldn't mind replacing them with something a little more flexible, but they're still in good shape, so. Okay, what's our water pump neck look like? Not bad. Pretty clear. Little crusty in there, but not horrible. Okay. So upper hose is off. Let's see where we're at next. I suppose I better remove the water pump while I'm here. I have new gaskets and everything, so I guess I'll go to the other side. So I'm gonna loosen all 4 bolts. Never done this. I'm hoping. I don't know. I'm hoping I can remove these and then remove the whole assembly here with the fan and radiator installed. But I don't know. I'm gonna try it. Somebody who's done this is probably yelling at me, telling me this won't work because there's not enough clearance, but that's okay. If there's not enough clearance, I'll have to remove the fan, but I don't think it's a problem. I'll just bolt it back in place and remove the fan. Okay, last one. Oh, and I would say disconnect your battery. I already have my battery disconnect shut off, so but I think that's smart because you do have a hot wire down here. So that wouldn't be good if you shorted it out with a wrench or something. All right, those are loose. Interesting. I never knew how much wobble there was in the fan pulley, but okay. Let's see if I can break this loose without smashing the radiator. Let's see. Put this towel over the fan to try and protect the radiator. Give it some taps. Okay, and it's loose. Now let's find out. Is there enough room? Okay, old gasket's stuck a little bit. Okay, here we go. Come on, is there? So close. Nah. Dang. Well, it's worth a shot. But no, there's not quite enough clearance to remove that with the fan installed. So I'm going to bolt it back in place and remove the fan. I'm going to stop this to split up the clip smaller though. All right. So that was worth a shot. Didn't hurt anything to try it, but not going to work. So let's see. I'm going to put the top 2 bolts back in. To hold the fan assembly or water pump assembly in place. I'm hoping that's enough and I can pull the nut. Okay, so good. No damage to my radiator. Let's look in here. So I've got a nut with a cotter pin. Let's see. Be hard to get a good angle to show you that. It's pretty hidden and dark in there. All right, I am flattening out the cotter pin. We'll get some needle nose pliers. almost got it. Okay. And you can see, I think, I'm no expert on these, but this has an improved fan already. It has a 4-blade fan instead of an original 2-blade. Which I think is a really good thing, because I've seen, okay, I've cut the cotter pin so you can pull it out now. Not a lot of room to work here. I've seen a whole bunch of pictures of these cars with destroyed radiators from the 2-blade fans. Ah, dang. So it's very tight fit here. Trying to pull out the cotter pin, there's just not a lot of room. Almost out. Okay, there's one piece removed. Okay, and the other just fell out, so great. All right, so remove that. Let's see. Can't tell, I'm guessing it's a 5/8. Is it? Nah, shoot, bigger. Okay, need a new wrench. Okay, water pump or fan nuts 11/16. Try and hold it there and okay. So I wonder, I'm gonna try, because this would be hard to get the cotter pin back in place with the radiator in the way. I think my new plan is, when I reassemble this, I'm going to put the water pump and fan and everything onto the new head and the neck and everything, and then transfer it all over. Hopefully that works and saves me this trouble. Okay, now I assume let's see, the fan blade's riveted onto the pulley hub, so I don't think you have any way to remove it there. It it's definitely like pressed onto the shaft. Shoot. All right, maybe you don't have any other option other than to tilt the radiator forward a little bit. That might have been not worthwhile, but that's okay. I'm learning as I go here. I'm gonna loosen my supports up here. These are 1/2 inch nuts. Hopefully you can see it. I'm moving the nuts up here on the radiator support bars. All right. Yeah. Okay. So that certainly gives me some play tilting the radiator forward. So I'm pretty sure I can tilt it forward and pull the fan and water pump assembly off. Should have tried that first. Okay. Get those out of the way. All right. Tilt that forward. Oh, jeez. Maybe not. Check the lower. Oh. Shoot. Okay. It's on springs. Okay. So it is mounted on, the radiator's mounted on springs, so I think I can keep tilting as long as I'm not overstressing the lower water neck. So I'm going to watch it on this side. There we go. Perfect. Okay. All right. Problem solved. I'm going to stop this and we'll start a new clip. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and loosen all of, raise this up. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and loosen all of the head bolts, or nuts on the head studs. And I didn't show it, but I just removed my air cleaner from the Weber. Let's see. So I'm going to loosen these up, hopefully somewhat evenly. All right. Okay, got these all loose, except for the one under the distributor. Yeah, so I'm going to need to grab a 11/16 wrench. Oh, I have my adjustable here. Let's see. No. Okay. Should be all of these loose. I'm going to back them up just a little bit off of the head. That one's still a little tight. Okay. So, let's see. I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna loosen the nut over here for the distributor hold down. So now the lock nut's loosened. And I'm gonna see if I can back out the screw. I hope so. My Weber carb kind of sits in the way. I can spin it. Okay. You can do it. It's a tight fit, but you can do it. There we go. Okay. There we go. So now I have my distributor bolt and nut removed. So my distributor should be loose. All right. So I'm gonna bump the engine over and see if the head pops up. I mean, I don't see why. Again, I read you could do this, and I don't see why the engine would need to be running. I would think just turning it over when it comes up on compression should be enough to do it. So yeah, so we'll see. So I don't think I need to worry about my coil or any plugs or anything. So let's see. I'm gonna turn my battery connection on and let's try a bump and see what it does. Well, it certainly came a little loose. Maybe tighten these down and back them off just a bit more and see. I saw it like blowing some dust out, so it certainly was blowing compression around the studs here. Oops. Shit. Don't do that. Alright, I can feel it blowing out the sides of the gasket, so let's assume engine doesn't have tons of miles on it, so I'm going to assume that loosened it up. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my distributor now and the neck there, and yeah, then we'll see if we can pop the head up. Might have to hit it with the mallet a little bit, but we'll try it. Let's keep going. I'm going to, might as well remove the water neck here to get some more weight off of the head. I'm assuming I'm going to be able to just lift the head up okay by myself, but we'll see, I guess. Okay, that off. I have a new gasket for that. Like I said earlier, get all the nuts removed here. Okay, these are all removed. Make sure this is loose here. There we go. Distributor wire, and I should just be able to lift the distributor out. Okay, which I did just fine. Kind of move it out of the way over here. And I don't want to bend up these copper spark plug wires. So I'm going to set them out of the way, leave the plugs in. All right. Okay. So theoretically my head is loose now. Let's see. Give it some tabs. Okay. These guys can stay in place. Okay. I do think it's fairly loose, but I'm trying to think if there's something I can, piece of wood or something I could put in the water neck to like, oh, maybe. Okay, that didn't work. All right, I'm gonna do a little research here about getting this off. I'll be back. Okay, so I have the head off. I didn't record it because I had to get some help from a buddy, and yeah, so I didn't record it. But I'm not real proud of what I had to do, but I had it like, it was certainly loose a little bit, but I had to use a screwdriver at each corner. And looking at this head, that's clearly already been done, or not the head, but the crankcase, that's clearly already been done in the past from some nicks around here, so I'm not real concerned about it. But I used 4 clean sharp screwdrivers and went in at each corner, just tapped them in as a wedge, and then very gently. So I also went on top of the copper gasket and between that and the head, so I didn't gouge up or scratch the surface of the block at all. And that gave me a little bit of prying power to come in like this and then kind of gently tap it up. And I did that on all 4 corners. We got it up a little bit, and then we're able to, with 2 guys, we just kind of rocked it back and forth and got it up. So no big deal. So that worked well and didn't even scratch up the old head. So good, still usable, and somebody will probably want it. So here's the old head gasket. So I went ahead and lifted that up. Had a good copper gasket on it, but it's not good anymore, clearly, after I pried against it. Okay, so here's my block. Everything looks just fine. Little bit of carbon on the valves, but certainly not bad. Pistons are clean. I saw this on my borescope before. They're marked 090, so that says pretty clearly it's been bored, I suppose. But yeah, cylinders look great. I'll turn it over a little more and check these two that are at the top, but I think I mean, I thought I had a good motor, and it looks like it. Everything seems to be in good shape. So I'm gonna get my my scraper and clean up the surface here. My new head is obviously already clean, and I have a brand new head gasket. So I'm gonna get everything cleaned up here. I'm not gonna bother videoing that. And then we'll put on the gasket and get the new head in place. So that'll be coming in a minute. All right, so got the crankcase all cleaned up. Everything looked nice. Did all the carbon off and some kind of ridges from the old gasket. So like everything looks nice here. Put my new gasket into place. And putting this on totally dry. Okay, get the distributor shaft into place. Okay, looks good. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my new head. Okay, got a little bit of paint on the new head. I'm going to clean that up real quick and then I'll bring it over. Okay, cleaned up the little bit of overspray I had, and now I'm going to bring the head over. Okay, now try and be really careful. Get this lined up. Okay, nice. Dropped into place. Distributor shaft's clear. Looking good. Okay. So trying to figure out what to do next. Let's see. All right, I think I'm going to put all the nuts in place, get them started. Then I realized I did not paint my water neck outlet. It's still green, so I'm gonna go paint that real quick so it can dry. Get these started going on though. And I gotta go look up the order for tightening the head nuts. I don't remember what that is. So. Okay, we got all those in place. We'll get this painted and I will be back in a minute. Okay, painted my water neck. Put that on in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and drop my new copper gasket into place, and I'll grab my water neck, set it on. I have all these finger tight, and I've got the torques or the tightening sequence, and they go up to 55 foot-pounds of torque. We'll set them all to about 35 first round and then do a second pass. Okay. Actually, I want to clean this up one more time really fast. Okay, it's going to take just... All right, ready to put the pump on. Got a new gasket. put it in place on the pump. Grab my 4 bolts. Oh, and before I forget, as I learned earlier, I'm going to put the nut back in place and a new cotter pin through it, since I did not need to remove that, as I learned. Okay, got it tight. Let me grab my cotter pin. Okay, put through a new cotter pin, bend it over. Okay, all right, new cotter pin, gasket in place. Now, move the support rods, bend the radiator over. Okay, there we go. Hold this up into place. I wish I could paint the front of the water pump here would look better, but I don't want to do it because I don't really have a great way to mask it off, and I really don't want to get paint on the shaft here or anything, so I'm going to leave it green. The rest of the engine's green. So I think it'll be okay. Maybe at some point I'll like brush paint around it black, but for now it's okay. All right. Tighten that up. And I'm gonna redo, I'll reset and retighten the lower water neck there too, because I think I pulled it away a little bit from the radiator. So. Okay, finish tightening these. Okay, one more. Okay. Okay. Good. Pump's tight. I think we'll, let's see, go ahead and put the fan back on and tighten the, or put the fan blade back up, or fan belt back on, and tighten the generator so I can turn the motor over with it. So, get this in place, get it down over. over the crank pulley. Okay, and then pull the generator in over the gen pulley. Okay. Almost. There. Okay. Okay. Over all the pulleys. Go ahead and put my support rods back in place. Okay. All right, cool. Now I'm gonna come around to this side, get a new angle. Okay, in place. Now, as I've learned, you gotta tension the belt quite a bit. Let's see, I'm gonna need 11/16, and then I forget, this one was, no, not a 5/8, 9/16 for the hold down. All right. Okay, so I'm going to pull the generator away to tension the belt and start tightening up the hold down. And get it slightly tight. Okay. If I remember right, I think I actually put my pry bar on it to pull the generator away. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to go like this. Okay. Keep that tensioned. Make sure the hold down is bracket is out. And yeah, there we go. Tighten the hold down. Okay. Then I'm going to go back under and tighten the nut and bolts. Oh, maybe this is the wrong size. 1 sec. Yeah. It's a 3/4. All right. Oops. Tighten up the nut. we go. Tight belt, generator's in place. Okay, let's see. Now, I think I'll get my upper hose back in place. Good thing I didn't tighten those yet. Push the radiator away. Wish I knew that when I removed these. Let's see here. I think I had it the other way. There we go. Okay. Put these guys back in place. Okay. Come around and get my hose tightened up. Okay. Tighten my upper hose. Sure that's okay, good. That's fully down in there. All right. Okay. It's tight. All right, then I'm gonna loosen up and reset my lower ones too, because I worry I maybe made them loose from tilting the radiator, so. No, maybe not. They seem good. I don't think they did actually come apart or anything. Okay. All right. We'll check for a little leak when it's running, but hopefully it's fine. All right. I'm going to turn the motor back over to top dead center, and then we'll put the distributor back in. Looks good. Okay. There it is right there. All right. All right. So this should put us in about the right spot. There, locked in. Okay, so dropped into place. My rotor is in the slot down below. I can feel it, so that's all good. I'm gonna remove my nut here. To put the clamp back in place. That. Okay. Tighten that up. Okay, back to 55. All right. So, that looks good. That's locked in. Okay, I'm gonna put my distributor hold down back in. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we're tightened up. Okay, tight. Put the lock nut in place. Okay. 1/2? No, 9/16. Okay. All right. Okay, that's tight. Let's see, cap back in place. Looks good, but actually, let's reconnect my timing rod. Cap, still pointing at number 1, so I think that's good. We're gonna see, I think it'll be timed okay, but we'll check it. I've got a timing light set up on it. All right, nice. Okay, so that's back in place. I'm going to put my air filter back in. All right, and then let's see what's next. I'll go grab my spark plugs. Okay, good. So that's back in. So I'm going to grab my spark plugs and then go ahead and fill it up with coolant, and I think we're about ready to start. Okay, so I moved my plugs over. I pulled the distributor back off because I forgot just how little room there is to tighten these. And I wish, but for some reason I do not have a deep socket for this size plug, which I need to get, but that's okay. There we go. Definitely need to get a wrench or something that's exactly right for these size plugs, because this is certainly inconvenient doing it with a crescent wrench, but not the end of the world. All right. Tight. Okay. Okay. Get these back in place. I still have number 1 here set up for my timing light over here if I need it. So we'll see. The rotor looked good. I mean, if I dropped it back in at top dead center, and the timing's adjustable quite a bit anyways, I think we're going to be just fine, but we'll find out. Okay. Nice. Okay, everything looks pretty good. Gonna get my coolant back in. All right. So let's refill this. We're using our same coolant from the bucket. Actually, I'll go ahead and put the car back down in the ground to make this easier. Okay. There we go. Let's see where we're at. Ah, shoot. Dang it. Almost did it without spilling. Okay. Pretty close. Probably put in a little more water there in a minute. And on this side. All right. Turn this over again. All right. Get the tools out from here. Okay. I'm going to look things over for a minute and then we'll film the startup. Okay. We're ready to rock. Fire it up. Let's see how it goes. Right on. That started easily. Left my timing pin out. Right on. Well, I got to put the timing plug back in. I forgot about that. But good. Starts right up, runs well. So I think that does it for this video. I know this thing's super long, but at least I showed you the whole process, and hopefully that helps. You can do it on your car. And yeah, I'm gonna run it for a while, check for leaks, and then start getting miles on it. Right on. Thanks for watching.